Today on Investigate TV Plus, potentially thousands of industrial workers across the country are facing an incurable lung disease.
Tell me about the pain.
Oh, I live something very terrible. Very bad.
The cause? For some, it may be the fabricating of these man-made engineered stone countertops. We examine a battle in Congress over who should be held responsible as one country bans the product.
Plus, firefighters run into burning buildings, save people and property.
But most of those same heroes never earn a paycheck.
A lot of people don't like to volunteer for anything. They don't realize how amazing it is.
We examine how the shortage of volunteer firefighters could put lives at risk.
Then, twin brothers share a passion for justice.
You challenge structures that are unequal, unfair. You speak up, you stand up.
Why their story is cemented in civil rights history.
In-depth stories that inform and inspire. You're watching Investigate TV Plus.
I don't see my life without him. If something happened to him, I don't want to live without him.
A family faces an uncertain future as a father fights to breathe. I'm Tisha Powell.
And I'm Lee Zurich. Our investigation found hundreds of workers are diagnosed with an incurable lung disease, and doctors say it's from fabricating a specific type of kitchen and bath countertop installed in many homes.
The companies behind the man-made engineered stone say their product is safe as health experts urge a ban in one state.
But there's also a debate playing out in Congress over who should be responsible when workers get sick.
Investigative reporter Anna Warner takes us inside a battle over a product used in homes all over the country.
It's the night Rodolfo Figueroa's family thought might never happen.
Breathe.
On November 20th, he made it home from the hospital, where his wife Anna was able to hug him. 2 weeks earlier, his daughter Jennifer had to rush him to the emergency room. His oxygen had dropped so low he couldn't breathe. There, doctors told her her father would need a lung transplant to save his life.
I can't picture our family gatherings without him.
Tell me about the pain.
Oh, I live something very terrible. Very bad.
Figueroa's job was making countertops. 4 decades ago, he began cutting them from natural stones like marble, and then later, a man-made product called engineered or artificial stone. Engineered stone is made from crushed quartz mixed with resins and polymers. The problem? Government reports show that man-made stone is much higher in silica, as high as 90%, higher than in natural stones like marble and granite. And health professionals say breathing in tiny, nano-sized particles of silica that go deep into the lungs can cause an incurable disease, silicosis. Engineered stone countertops are fabricated in shops all over the country, but California is the only state actually tracking silicosis cases. Its data alone shows the number of workers there with silicosis has now climbed to over 500, nearly all of them Latino men. Already, 29 of them have died. Engineered stone slab manufacturers are now facing hundreds of lawsuits over those illnesses and deaths, including from Figueroa. In court, major manufacturers have denied responsibility, but at the same time, they're trying to end all the lawsuits through the U.S. Congress.
The committee will come to order.
They want Congress to pass a bill that would get them out of any legal responsibility for any worker illnesses or deaths.
When I was told about this legislation, I was outraged.
David Michaels, who was Assistant Secretary at OSHA, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, for 8 years, testified at that hearing.
Instead of saying, let's figure out how to make sure these workers are safe, they said, take us off the hook, give us a free pass.
Rebecca Schultz, Chief Legal Officer for U.S.-based engineered stone slab manufacturer Cambria, defended the bill.
The lawsuits are overwhelming good companies throughout our industry.
Schultz says Cambria uses products including wet cutting to keep its workers safe, and says small fabrication shops cutting theirs and other stone products need to follow those practices too.
It's outrageous that these American sweatshops are not being shut down.
But Georgia Tech research scientist Dr. Jenny Holroyd says when it comes to the hundreds of small shops around the country,
it's incredibly hard to guarantee that these workers are protected from this exposure.
Holroyd has been working with local fabrication shops in Georgia for more than 20 years, showing them how to keep respirable crystalline silica in the air below OSHA's legal limit, 50 micrograms per cubic meter, averaged over an 8-hour workday. Put it this way, in a 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter box of air, the limit is a dust mass so small it's roughly the amount that would cover President Lincoln's forehead on a penny. Anything higher over that workday is considered too much.
It's virtually impossible to control the exposures.
We saw problems for ourselves in California. Despite the state temporarily shutting down some shops on this street for violations in 2024, when we went back to check in November, we saw workers still using unsafe practices. Holroyd, who has testified in cases on behalf of some workers, estimates 20 to 30,000 workers may develop silicosis. At the hearing, the industry said,
selling stone slabs does not cause silicosis.
They say it's up to small shops themselves, along with the government, to deal with bad actors. But Michaels says,
it's everybody's responsibility in the entire supply chain to make sure things are safe. If you make a product that's going to be used unsafely, you have a responsibility too.
Figueroa says he knew nothing about the bill being debated in Congress. But when we asked,
what do you think the companies think of the workers?
I don't think they don't think about us.
In 2024, Australia banned production of man-made engineered stone, and in December of 2025, a coalition of 600 occupational health doctors wrote California authorities urging a statewide ban, saying engineered stone is too toxic to fabricate and install safely, and education and enforcement alone won't curtail the escalating health emergency caused by engineered stone. U.S. manufacturers say a ban isn't workable, and what's needed is tougher government enforcement of regulations.
Still ahead, a shortage of volunteer firefighters can put communities at risk.
The numbers might get kind of low, and I think, well, is there anybody still out there that has that volunteer spirit about them?
We introduce you to the young heroes filling the gap.
Plus, as dozens of states limit or ban cell phones in schools, one district says it's turned a controversial rule into a classroom reset.
It is night and day. They're here on time. They're ready to work.
We take you to one school where locking up technology is unlocking student focus.
You can watch Investigate TV Plus anytime online. Just subscribe to our YouTube channel at Investigate TV. You can catch stories and full episodes. Spanning 290 years, the U.S. Volunteer Fire Service is a tradition older than the country itself.
And in the modern era, most of the firefighters we rely on today do it for free.
According to the most recent data, more than 60% of all firefighters in the U.S. are unpaid.
Outside of Kansas City, Missouri, firefighter Casey Johnston says many people are surprised when they learn she doesn't earn a paycheck.
I think they assume that I get paid for it. Yeah, I think they do.
While she does get paid for being an EMT, Johnston says firefighting isn't about the money. It's a calling.
I want to do something that will make me happy and that doesn't feel like work every day. I want to give back to my community.
However, experts say it's a calling fewer people are answering.
According to the National Fire Protection Association's most recent data, in 2020, there were just over 1 million career and volunteer firefighters, the lowest total since 1991.
The NFPA says the decrease was due to a sharp drop in the estimated number of volunteer firefighters.
As departments seek new ways to recruit, we found staffing shortages can cost more than just lives and property.
Reporter Peter Zampa takes us to a station in southwestern Louisiana where firefighters are already feeling the strain.
Chief Todd Parker started as a volunteer in the 90s when he was 18. He says there were almost 60 volunteers then.
Today, we have 16 volunteers, and we're running 4 times as many calls. We were there when it was at 100 acres. Sure.
2 of those 16, Tim Moses and Carly McDaniel. Tim, a volunteer for 30 years. Carly started volunteering 4 years ago when she was 17.
I like to take my shoes off, put my bunker pants on. A lot of people don't like to volunteer for anything. 2, they don't realize how amazing it is.
Communities relying on selflessness from people like you. Does that sound sustainable?
The numbers might get kind of low, and I think, well, is anybody still out there that has that volunteer spirit about them? And the next thing you know, young people show up.
But Chief Parker sees a crisis. Enthusiasm to join is dampened by full-time jobs with little flexibility and the expectation to devote your time and life for no pay.
How have you noticed outcomes changing with the dwindling volunteer service?
We may have to respond to those emergencies with 2 or 3 fire departments. You look at the traditional residential structure fire for all of the things that you have to perform and the minimum requirements of personnel that you need. It's a struggle for a volunteer department to end up having enough personnel.
Parker's hoping making people aware of the shortage can lead to change. According to the National Volunteer Fire Council, of the nearly 30,000 fire departments nationwide, nearly 19,000 are all volunteer, and more than 5,000 mostly volunteer.
We could see some flames starting to lick over the door from our garage.
A faulty freezer set Scott Kyle's garage on fire in 2019. He says the department responded quickly and saved his house. But this was before a serious nationwide shortage hit in 2020.
If there's no, volunteers to go, your insurance ratings are going to go up. There's a whole lot of negative sides to these.
Beyond raising awareness, Chief Parker is hoping to recruit with travel stipends, food, and training.
I think there'll be more like her out there.
You're so sweet. I mean, someone's got to keep it up.
Even as we evolve and find new ways to respond to disasters, the need for real people, including volunteers, is not going away. And if this volunteer shortage continues, communities everywhere will face an alarming reality. Simply hoping that those who continue to serve will answer calls quickly and effectively.
There are volunteer firefighting opportunities across the country. To see the need in your area, head to makemeafirefighter.org.
Still ahead, twin brothers turn childhood curiosity into a lifetime of justice.
There was a perception that somehow something better was there. Something that I was not was there, and I could be that.
We reveal how they're inspiring the next generation.
But first, a digital detox is helping students focus on school.
I've noticed myself, I'm able to get my homework done during class because I'm not just sitting there scrolling on my phone.
We examine efforts across the country to limit or ban cell phones in the classroom and take you to one district where leaders say it's working.
Our in-depth coverage continues. You can get connected to InvestigateTV Plus on all social media platforms. From playing video games to watching videos, by the time they're in grade school, many kids know how to use a cell phone. But when is a child old enough and responsible enough to have their own phone?
According to a 2021 report, 42% of kids have a phone by age 10 and 71% by age 12.
While they keep families connected, once the school bell rings, teachers say they become a distraction.
A 2025 JAMA study found children spend an average of 40 minutes on social media and 13 minutes on entertainment apps during school hours. In order to address this, state lawmakers stepped in with a barrage of bills.
In 2025 alone, more than a dozen states passed legislation to restrict or ban cell phones in schools.
Arizona was one of those. That state's law tasked each district with planning, implementing, and enforcing restriction.
One district says it's come up with a method that's shown success so far.
As reporter Michaela Castillo explains, even students are getting on board.
All right, get your notebooks out. ID, phone in the box. Students come in, I greet them at the door, I make sure they have their IDs on, and their cell phones just go in the box. They're in here.
It's become the everyday norm for sophomore English teacher Angela Weddle.
They have an assigned number, and they each get a spot, and they put it in there and then go sit down and get ready for the morning. I want you to start it off with the answer.
Here in the classroom, there's not a single cell phone in sight.
It is night and day. They're here on time. They're ready to work.
Part of Governor Katie Hobbs' statewide effort to eliminate the use of cell phones in Arizona schools. The Casa Grande Union High School District approved a new policy that requires students to keep their phones in a box during class, in a way during the duration of the school day.
With everyone being on the same page, all of the teachers, all of the staff understanding that it's important to our kids, it's helpful.
I've noticed myself, like, I'm able to get my homework done during class because I'm not just sitting there scrolling on my phone.
Evelyn Maldonado, a senior at Vista Grande, says that at first she was hesitant about the mandate, but now she actually prefers it.
Initially, I definitely was bummed out that I was gonna have to put my phone away because, like every teenager, I like being on my phone. But I think now that I'm, like, immersed in the actual experience, I think it's a lot better for me, especially in class.
As more school districts across the country ban students from using cell phones, an unexpected upside may be emerging from the digital detox.
A reading revival. With new screen time restrictions in place, students in at least one Kentucky school district are checking out a record number of books. At Pleasure Ridge Park High School, the librarian says they're flying off the shelves.
We've checked out 4,200 books in the first 3 months of school, which is twice what we checked out last year for the whole year.
I love talking about books. It's like one of my favorite things to do, is sit down and talk about a book that I read.
It's not just Kentucky. In the first few months of the 2025-26 school year, Portland Public Schools in Oregon saw a 15% increase in book checkouts compared to the same period the previous year. The school district already prohibits personal electronic devices during school hours.
Still ahead, they fought for a fair education during the civil rights movement.
Now came rejection, now came isolation, now came eyes looking at you, people not speaking to you.
How their quest for justice is now etched into the history books.
You can watch Investigate TV Plus anytime, streaming online. Get the app for Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. They're free to download.
In 1968, twin brothers Ronald and Donald Johnson were just 14 years old when they helped integrate their middle school in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Decades later, as they walk the same corridors as judges, they say their education helped to shape their lifelong commitment to justice.
It was all open. The fences back here were not open.
The Westdale Middle School gym brings back memories for Donald and Ronald Johnson.
We sat right over here when the first day we got here on a set of bleachers.
Their journey started here with a group of other black students who integrated Westdale nearly 6 decades ago. They left the comfort and support of the world they knew and embraced something different.
That was a perception that somehow something better was there. Something that I was not was there, and I could be that.
We were always on the outside looking in, so to speak, and we wondered what that world was like.
The brothers' courage and curiosity were quickly met with a cruel reality their parents had warned them about.
Now came rejection, now came isolation, now came eyes looking at you, people not speaking to you.
We had to prove to others that we were no different. And one way of proving that was to excel at trying to be good, educated students. We had to, even when we were right about something, we had to not defend that right. We had to just experience it.
I took it as a warning. Y'all better be on your best behavior over here.
The brothers developed a strong sense of self-control, sharpened by a silent struggle. From the corridors of Westdale to the courtrooms of the 19th Judicial District Courthouse, those life lessons are tested here daily, where the former students serve as judges. The two young boys who showed courage in the face of inequality now work to protect the rights of others.
The experiences of having been unfairly treated culturally, legally, and all of that historical context brings me forward today to make certain that this court treats everyone fair.
For Chief Judge Donald Johnson, seeing a different perspective as a young person and experiencing different cultures helped to broaden his view from the bench today.
I had two world experiences. I understood both. And others only understood one. So I had an advantage.
And now, so do all students who can attend Westdale Middle and experience its award-winning programs. Today, the school is predominantly black, and Ramona Henderson is its first black principal.
So we have different races here, we have different languages spoken here.
Henderson says Westdale's diversity is a valuable part of what helps students flourish and grow, thanks to the sacrifices of those willing to sow the seeds of equality years ago.
You challenge structures that are unequal, unfair. You speak up, you stand up, and if you move your feet, that old African proverb, pray but move your feet.
And never give up hope in yourself and your community.
You are part of me, and I'm a part of you. When I rise, you rise. If I keep teaching that message to them and keep saying that, but not only say it, to live it, then they too can believe as I did.
You know, a lot of things that the judges said in that story still ring true today. You know, we still have to fight for inequality, and we still need to make sure that those who come after us have a better experience than we may have.
No doubt, and they are incredible role models.
Yeah.
And what are the chances? Both of them judges in that court.
Twins.
In that court, it's crazy,
Yeah.
yes. That's it for us here at Investigate TV Plus. I'm Lee Zurich.
And I'm T. Chappelle. Thanks for watching. On the next Investigate TV Plus, a life-threatening medical emergency strikes quickly, kills thousands, and sends millions of people to the hospital every year.
So this can happen to anyone?
This can happen to anyone.
We examine one of the deadliest complications of an infection and hear from a sepsis survivor inspiring others to overcome life's challenges.